I am here today with Larry McCulloh. He is a pastor. We call him Pastor Larry on our street. He's one of my neighbors, actually, and he's here today to talk to us about Juneteenth. But before we get into Juneteenth, I want you to go ahead and explain what you do.
Okay.
I know that you're a pastor,
Yes.
but you also have another job as well, so let's
Yes.
share with us that.
I am a pastor, and I work for Summit County Community Partnership as a prevention consultant, and our agency, we work with substance abuse prevention in Summit County. We are Summit County's Prevention Coalition.
So what do you do within that job? What kinds of things do you do?
Within that job, we get information out to help people so that they do not get involved in substance abuse. We use evidence-based practices. Also, we have initiatives to help people with gambling responsibly so they don't become addicted to gambling, as well as we have a marijuana initiative to where we try to inform people about the harmful effects of marijuana and what's going on with marijuana now that it has been legalized, to help people to keep Summit County citizens drug and substance abuse free.
Yeah, I'm sure that actually really has changed your initiatives. I know even just statistically how many more people are using marijuana now. So I'm sure that has changed what you guys do, right?
Yes, we basically have to make sure that we stay up on everything that is going on so that we can give the proper information to people so that they will understand what it means now that it's legal and that and the harmful effects also. Because we want to keep people safe.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, and that's the most important thing.
Absolutely.
So you are also a pastor.
Yes.
And you pastor us right on the street. And just the other day, I was chatting with Pastor Larry and my husband about Juneteenth. He was bringing out some information for us, and I asked him if he would come on the show and talk to us. And so we're glad you're here.
Thank you.
Go ahead and share with our audience, what is Juneteenth and why is it important?
Okay, Juneteenth is a celebration. If we go back to the origins, in 1863, during the Civil War, the Emancipation Proclamation was issued, and the President Abraham Lincoln issued that. And when he issued it, a lot of the Southern states, Confederate states, did not recognize it because they didn't recognize him as their president. But a lot of the slaves knew. But in Texas, they did not know until 1865. The information was kept from them, it was not shared, and it was not recognized. And so when they found out on June 19th, 1865, when the Union soldiers came in, and a lot of the soldiers were African American soldiers, they celebrated the fact that they have realized that they were free from slavery.
So it was truly the end of slavery on that day.
Yes.
And I love how it took the name became Juneteenth because June and 19th became one word.
Yes.
And then people, Black people all over were able to celebrate because this was truly the end of slavery.
Yes, absolutely. And so that is a powerful thing, and it's an important thing for not only Black people, but for our nation. Because Juneteenth is a part of American history. And just like the Revolutionary War, the Civil War, and all of the other events, Juneteenth is a part of our history that we should all celebrate. It is a celebration for everyone. It is special and dear to African Americans.
Yes, of course.
Because of the fact that, 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation was given, some of our people were still held enslaved.
Right, for 2 more years.
For 2 more years, absolutely. 2.5 years.
2.5 more years,
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So why is this important? You kind of mentioned it just now, but why is this important for all of us to celebrate? Why is this important for us to know about?
I think it's important for us to know because, as I said, it's a part of American history. And, when the founding fathers, Jefferson in particular, they wrote the Constitution, they talked about a more perfect union, recognizing that as a nation, one is that we were not perfect,
right,
and that we would have to continue to progress. So I think it's important for us to recognize all of our history, whether we redeem it to be, not redeem, whether we deem it to be positive or negative. And if we do not recognize some of the things that were not so good that happened, we'll probably repeat some of the things, and we don't want to repeat that. We
want to hopefully learn
yes,
from
absolutely.
Our past
yes,
as a country,
absolutely.
and not repeat
yes,
those things
absolutely.
again.
Absolutely. So it's a celebration, and it's a celebration for everyone.
Yes, so I love that. I love it's a celebration for everyone. For someone who is not African American, like myself, what is appropriate for me to do to celebrate Juneteenth? Is it I just celebrate alongside everyone else? I think that's a really important question because you know, some people, you know, in holidays that may be more specific to one person or another, it's good to know.
Yes, well, I think as people who are not African Americans, I think one thing that we should do is learn about Juneteenth. And when we learn about Juneteenth, share the information with other people. And I think it's important for us to respect holidays of other ethnic groups. You know, just like you have, you know, Cinco de Mayo, you have the Italians have festivals and Hispanic festivals, and I think it's important to respect everyone's holiday and history. And so we learned about Juneteenth growing up, not from history books, not from school, but from people telling us in the community, local activists, and that's how the word was spread throughout the community when we grew up and when we learned about Juneteenth. And so I think that
educating yourself.
Educating
and spreading the word.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely, yes.
And then as a pastor, I know that the church was very instrumental in bringing Juneteenth to the people as well. Can you share a little bit about that?
Yes, absolutely. The churches have been instrumental not only in that, but all through slavery. There's pastors in Texas, because in Texas is the first place it was officially celebrated. In 1866 was the first official celebration. And then there is a woman by the name of Ophalie, who is known as the grandmother of Juneteenth. And what she would do is walk 2.5 miles from her church to try to bring awareness to the fact that African American slaves were kept in slavery 2.5 years after the Emancipation Proclamation. And so
she just decided this is what I'm going to do to bring awareness. How beautiful.
And she had a lot of support from you know, her pastors and her church, as well as people within the community. Yes, absolutely. So I think that is very, very important, and you know,
we should know about her as well.
Absolutely, we should know about her as well.
So we're going to educate ourselves.
Yes.
We're going to spread the word about Juneteenth,
yes.
And then if we're able to, we can attend one of these local celebrations.
Yes, absolutely.
And you actually are going to share some of those.
Yes, some of the celebrations is. And by the way, you can Google Juneteenth Summit County. Okay, but some of them on June 15th is Stoner's Harkins Park from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. They're having a celebration. On June 19th, the Akron Urban League is having a celebration with a lot of different events and activities from 1 to 7. I think they actually have face painting and free haircuts. On June 21st, downtown Mix and Mingle from 6 to 8 p.m. At the night stage, and on June 22nd from 3 to 10 p.m. downtown Akron Partnership is having events as well.
Great.
Okay.
All right, so all over the place?
All over the place.
And we will link some of that information below this interview so people can find find all of these wonderful events that are happening.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
All righty.
Thank you for sharing your heart.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and just end with that. Go ahead and
righty.
share your heart for what do you hope the most out of people coming to know about Juneteenth
Yes.
and learning a little bit more. What do you hope happens in our community here in Akron?
I hope that people learn more about Juneteenth, recognize it as a federal holiday, which it became in 2021.
Yes.
And would embrace Juneteenth and not just use it as a day off or a day, or just consider it as a day for African Americans.
Right.
But to acknowledge it as a day that
Changed our entire nation.
changed our entire nation.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And we should all be celebrating it because
Yes.
it did change our whole nation and thankfully got rid of slavery in the U.S. So.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so June 19th, happy Juneteenth.
Happy Juneteenth, June 19th. We hope that all of you do take the time to celebrate on June 19th. Juneteenth, a federal holiday after 2021. So we're thankful that it became a federal holiday then. Thank you so much, Pastor
You're
Larry,
welcome.
for
Thank
being
you.
here with me today. And thank you guys for watching here on Good Morning Akron. We had a great time this morning. Make sure you stay tuned. We've got more great stuff coming up next.